like coming from the sports world, when you get in high school, you start playing, you start doing this kind of stuff. And you're very young, I'm talking about teenagers. The coaches you get at that point are very crucial because they're going to teach you everything you're going to learn for the rest of your life. If you get the wrong kind of coaching, right?
Yep. If you get the guy that got the job because he's friends with the principal or the football coach, and they start teaching you, it's a terrible thing. I got lucky. I was around the greatest, which I thought were just guys. They were the greatest powerlifters in the world, not just in the United States, but in the world. They're the greatest. And I started at 8, 9, 10, and by 13 I was competing, and that's why I had as teachers. So I got lucky going early on, but you've got a point that it's those coaches.
They mess you up, they don't watch over you, or they don't train you right. You're messing up your body, you don't know what's going on. You believe this is power, but then you get on the field and you feel a lack of strength and so much more because the teaching is really important. If you don't have the guy, the basics, working up here, but you don't work your legs, that kind of thing. I mean, it's like it's a whole body thing. I had a fortune of working with a lot of good guys that had a lot of years of training. So you're picking little things, and then you just build it for yourself. At some point, you got to get out and do it, right? But high school is really crucial because that's the time that you start really pushing.
High school, junior high school,
the hormones kick in.
And you want to try the heavier weight,
right?
And they should be protecting you and kind of holding you back. And I see these videos now on YouTube all the time, or on social media, on Instagram. These kids, high school kids, and the coaches yelling at them to squat.
That's what I'm talking
interesting.
About. What about if you get injured? You mess up your back, your lower back, or whatever, your neck, your knees, all these joints that are really crucial. And you mess
Let me ask you this though: if the coach, he doesn't want you to get injured, but he wants you to go crazy. And as a kid, how hard was it for you to hold back? Because I know it was for me. I'll try anything as a kid.
What I did was that I wanted to learn. My father was really much into fitness. My grandparents were really much into fitness. My grandfather was in a circus. So I knew in gymnastics, all kinds of things like that in martial arts. But at the end of the day, it was like, let me pick all these little things, from Bruce Lee, from people that I really adore. You know what I mean? Steve Reeves, yourself. And then you just, this works for them, I'll use it, and I'll put all this stuff together, and that's what I did, and it really helped me, but it never ends.
No.
I'm here, I'm learning from you, I'm learning every day, and then this guy comes up, if you do that, I'm like, it's so amazing, This is not just a gym where you just pick up weights, there's different angles, different things, and different times of the day. I mean, training is just such a huge world, and I love it. I think it's just, it's part of my life, and if I don't do it, like if I go away from not training for 3-4 days, I'm going crazy. I'm going crazy.
But you've been the most in Hollywood. I've known you since before the Janet Jackson video.
Yeah, we've known each other a long time.
I've known you for so long, and the one thing that I truly respect is I understand how you have to adapt as you get older, how you have to continue to change. And the greatest thing here is that you have been able to do this and stay right with me, and the body and everything is still with you, and you continue to grow. And I think one of the key ones was Bruce Lee, and you said take, adapt, try it, and you try things.
Right.
And if it doesn't work,
you try something else. But Bruce Lee was working things out and doing amazing stuff back in the day. And we're still using it today.
Yeah.
So now it's our job to keep it going and find new ways to take it to the next level. And I think it's exciting because the future is just bright. I feel at 47, I want to get better. I want to get more cut. I want to get more lean. I want to get more strength. I want to be able to get up in the morning and do a 5-mile run like that. You know what I mean? Any time of the day, any time of the year. That's the kind of things I want to do. If my son goes, I want to go surf, let's go. I want to go ride a bike. And my breath, my lungs are so strong, my cardio is good. And I want to keep that going and see how far I can go. Can I do this in my 60s? Can I do this in my 70s? Why not? Let's go for it.
Robbie Robinson is somebody that trains with me, and he's 73 now. And he squats 405 and looks incredible.
That's amazing.
And I'm thinking
People
about this.
understand how much that is.
I just had a kid, so you got to figure, when my son's 23, I'm going to be 73. So I have to be able to be like Robbie at this point now.
Yeah.
And so people go, how do you stay motivated? We're passionate. We're not motivated.
Motivation
comes and goes.
Man, I mean, look, this guy just had a kid. He's got, he's probably not sleeping at night. The baby needs their parents 24 hours, more than ever. First year is the hardest. These parents know, but you got to just go. And I think that people forget that if you put this as a priority, how much are you prioritizing yourself? Are you putting yourself here or are you putting yourself here? And I think that if you put yourself first and you go, I'm going to work really hard, because if I don't feel good, my friends don't feel good, my family doesn't feel good, because if I'm miserable, everybody around me is going to be miserable. But if I am solid and I work hard, no excuses, then everybody around me says, you know what, he's a happy dude. He's really healthy. I'm going to go after it and do the same thing he does.
The one thing that I hope they comprehend this, and I doubt they will unless I say this, you're establishing a work ethic at your age, at 47, that your sons all see. And now that's setting them up to win, because it's about the circle.
Yep.
And that's the one thing that I'll continue to do. People said, well, it was funny because you always get hate. And I got so much people going, oh, see, now you're going to stop training at 4. Now you're going to give up the lifting and all this. And I'm like, the lifting is so he can see that I am committed to something and show him responsibility. And you've done that, and your kids have grown up with that.
Yeah, and you try to hope to share that with them, and hopefully they pick that up and do it for themselves, and then the next generation keeps on going. But like I said, if you give up on yourself at a young age, later on in life, you're going to give up even more, to the point that people give up. You know, they give up really easy, because this stuff is hard to do.
We love hard.
You know? Listen, the thing is, you can have a good workout once a week, but to have a great workout every day for the rest of your life, that's the one to do it. Because I can come in tomorrow and have a really good workout, feel great, and then the next day I'm like, you know, I'm tired, I'm sore, I don't want to go.
A step forward, two steps back.
That's when you got to keep going and going and going. You know, athletes get paid to work out. We do it because we love it. So that's the difference, you know what I mean? I always tell them, oh, guys get paid millions of dollars to work out, and then after the training session or after the season is over, they quit.
Yep.
A lot of football players I know you are, that when the season is over, you're taking off. You're not working out at all. We are working out every day, 365.
And we like it hard like that.
Yeah, come on.
And we like it like that.
18 bench, the real A-team right here.
Okay, Larry, I said it, you want. Are we going down? No one's giving me one. Go ahead. Antonio, we're supersetting here. I'm doing a little hecky decky, and we come up with a nice little fly exercise here.
I really feel the squeeze.
Nice.
Tension.
And yes, this is actually just the second exercise, and we're going to superset it. Pullovers and incline flies, superset.
Mike is doing right now is really stretching the upper chest, really stretching your arms, your forearms, everything's coming together. And when you're pushing down, you're really pushing all this striation, the chest is really working. Kind of like doing a dip, but you're dipping down in a really wide angle, which is really good because it stretches your chest. You really feel it all over the place. The thing is, you're burning a lot of calories too because you feel your body just going under stress. What he's doing is putting his whole body into stress because your legs are tight, your core is tight, and you just use your chest. But what people forget is that you can't use your chest without using your arms and your forearms and your shoulders. So you're actually working all that as well. So when you're doing an exercise like this, you're not just doing your chest, you're doing all this part right here, which is incredible. So
Let me ask you this thing, because I know that, sorry guys, but I'm gonna say it. Bodybuilders try to isolate just one muscle.
yeah,
What's your opinion of that?
you can. I mean, you can't just do your arm without doing your forearm. It's your body's an amazing structure, and it has to work all together. All of it has to work together. So when you're working one, you're actually working many.
But is that bad?
I think you need to work your body as, I think you need to have one unit with different compartments, you know? So, of course you want to work your chest more because you want to have, but you can't do that. And I think the exercises that you do are very specific. Like if you just, like we were talking about chest and being on the bench, if you're just doing benching every day without making it more intriguing and more challenging and doing it at different angles, you got to really push your body. Your body's really adaptable. So if you do the same thing every day, don't change. Let's say you have one workout and that's all you do. Your body gets adapted to that and it won't change. It has to be under stress all the time and it always changes. So if you make those changes, your body will grow.
I gotta say this because you guys are not gonna comprehend. He learned this because the world, I know you guys are bodybuilders and you guys take photos and you guys are shirtless. The world has seen his body more than all of you guys. And he understood early on that when they're looking at you on film, no matter what it is, it's a photo, it's a modeling shot, or you're on a movie, whatever it is, they're looking at everything. And everything needs to flow and everything needs to be good. And I think you guys at home, you get so sucked into, I only want to isolate the little bicep on the inside head. Guys, they're seeing everything. So, and that's why it's secondary. If you're working the upper chest, your front delts and your triceps are working. That's secondary. Don't get so freaked out and locked in. Don't get so rigid.
Yeah. And I tend to believe that if you work your bigger muscles first and then work your way in, I mean, there's got to be a goal. How you want to look. What are, you know, my idols were right here next to me. Bruce Lee, Steve Reeves, guys that have done it in new, interesting ways. And so I looked at them and go, I want to look a little bit like this, I want to look a little like that from my genetics. You know, as a matter of fact, when I did my Calvin Klein camp for my second one, they asked me, don't get too big. That was like a thing. So I really needed to be careful about going to the gym and how I really push, because I didn't want to get too big. I wanted to be lean, that's what they wanted. They wanted a natural look. So you got to really pay attention to those kinds of things. And it's really hard because you can come to the gym and get really jacked. And then you're doing a photo shoot and they're like, that's too much gains or whatever. You know, they want to take it down. So it's dieting, it's training in different ways for specific things and roles, like you said. You can't train the same way. You got to adapt. You got to train every way, which is exciting too. You don't want to get bored of the same stuff.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you. Let's go. Last round. Superset.
This has to be steady. If I move anywhere this way or that way, it messes it all up. But if I can just focus on this right here.
All right. For you guys at home, we're going back and forth. Superset. He's doing a drop set now, which is great. We still got Kelly with us. I got rid of the rest of the crew because they're too loud and they're crying about 135 on the bench. I can't have that. Kelly, you want
That's that alone. I started sweating. See? From that set alone.
do it.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's exciting because the body's going, what are you doing?
So what I was doing before was here trying to focus on the elbow. Taking the hands inside, now you're just really squeezing on the elbow.
Yeah, now hands are out.
This is much tougher. I had to lower the weight
Yeah. I really feel it in my arms too. Biceps.
That's a big difference, guys. It really takes that whole arm out of the position. Okay, let's go front room. Nice, come on. Last round.
So what I did here, I just put my butt right against it and I'm pushing it as I'm sitting down on my legs. I'm putting stress on my legs and my calves. My back is really secure. I'm not putting a lot of weight, but enough to really squeeze it. So when I'm going here and my hands are up, like try it with your hands closed, it's easier because your hands are giving you strength. Once you let your hands go, wow. See? Now it's just chest.
Nice. Nice.
This is all chest.
So you'll notice he doesn't relax at this. He's stretching it. There's a moderate relax to release the weight, but it's not like you guys do. It's just completely relaxation. It's tight. It's good squeeze, good stretch. Another thing great about him is he's a martial artist, so he can understand flow. He can understand when to tense, when to relax, when to move into position. And so this really helps here. And I know you guys are you probably don't like posing and stuff. Posing's great. I don't care what you do, but if you pose, you can isolate the muscles if you don't do other things. One thing he can do is he can see everything. His back muscles, he can see him without looking. And that's actually a hard thing to do. And what I mean by that is he's seeing it in his mind. So when he's flexing the back, he knows what it's looking like and he knows what's working. So you got that whole flow on that.
Another thing, if I'm not looking at a mirror and I'm looking at myself, machines that are out of the mirror, you're not looking at yourself. So you really have to really sink your mind into it and go, okay, I'm synced with my body because I can't see what's going on, but I can feel it. So when you feel it, it's more intense because it's all mental. You close your eyes. I remember working out with my glasses. I always have my glasses because I don't want to look at anybody because I want to focus. So if you focus on that and you really are focusing on that particular spot, it makes a whole different thing. No distractions.
Give me one more here.
Come on. Adjust this. See, I can go down, I can go up, I can even go up here. But really, this is chest right here. Hands are in, back is solid, go.
Nice.
And squeeze, and I'm not letting it go because most people go in and they get tired and all of a sudden you let go of your muscle and you're back to this, right? And then you're going again. But instead, if you're squeezing here and then coming back but still holding it, I'm working twice as much and this is what the body needs. Right here. And let go. Just enough stretch to come in and go. See?
Nice.
See, the body's going through it. See how much I'm working right now? Oh, hey, look.
Dog body's burning.
resting your neck at the edge. Yeah. Turn it over. Okay. It's right here. This is right here. From this point on, that's right there. I'm studying what he's doing, and I'm focusing on what I got to do next, because after he's done, I got to jump in, right? So I'm relaxing my body, but I'm still focused on what I'm going to do next, and I'm envisioning how I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it exactly like that. I'm going to focus on that, because if you keep your mind on that muscle, mind over matter, it's just, you got to really stay focused on what you're trying to do, what you're trying to accomplish. You know, what kind of muscles are you trying to bring out? Right here, he's looking at himself and just going, look, I'm going to go up again, right? Really focus on that. Stretch it. He feels it. Boom, squeeze all the way up. He hasn't let go. Everything is smooth. Everything is tight. There's no more side stronger than the other. Everything is even. That's what you want.
Back right on this. All over a little bit.
We'll get it next time.
All the muscles are really tight. You're really under a lot of stress. So your mind is telling you, you know what? The muscle is tired. I don't want to go any further. And that's when you break this and go, I'm going to go even further. It's a battle.
That's what's up.
Mine always will tell you to quit. Because you're tired, you're broken. Your spirit wins it over. It says, you know what? Yeah, my mind is protecting me. It's telling me, listen, I'm getting hurt here. My muscles are breaking up everywhere. You know, I can't do this anymore. Quit. But there's something inside of us that says, you know what? I'm just going to keep on pushing it until I can't do it anymore physically. I can't even get up. That's what we're doing.
So the one thing he loves, there's a difference between his workouts when he feels good relative to when he's not feeling 100, when he's stressed out a little bit, got to travel. Those are the workouts that I'll guarantee he loves more. When they're harder, when it's harder to do that, when everybody else gives up. He keeps it going. He keeps consistent in that sense. And that's what really consistency is. Consistency isn't when you feel good to do it. It's when you're feeling bad and you still do it.
Man, 2 more. You gotta go. 2 more. 2 more. 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Good job. Good job.
How can I go after? One front, Mom.
Light on?
It's on.
Light on? You want to turn the light on?
Yes, it's on.
So if you just turn the light on.
Oh, this doesn't save.
It's funny. The back, lower back is tensioning. He's like really focusing on the chest, but the body's tight. He's working his whole back at the same time, even with chest.
Watch out, he doesn't push himself back. No, you're right. But watch how he goes back. See how he's going to lift himself up and then back?
Yeah, okay.
He was doing already over the chest, so we're taking ourselves out. We're using the shoulders. He puts all the stress up top.
And shoulders.
Yeah. Pushing it upward.
One's working shoulders and triceps. This is actually gymnastics, right?
What's up? What's up?
And you're working your abs. Because you gotta keep it up.
Coming all the way up. You like it? A little slow. Let's go. Get a photo right next to me. Right side.
Sean, get in a little bit.